Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. And yes, Ramor says, time to batten down the hatch. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that today as well. I know the market is taking a little bit of a beating today, but that's why the alert said today, panic or profit. And, you know, more so than anything, I am of the mindset of profit. And, you know, if you follow the guidance that we've been talking about, looking at the color guard, looking at the predominant color in the color guard has been yellow. We've been talking a lot about making sure that you protect your profits, you know, take some off the table, all of those things, all of that, because I never want you guys to ever be in a situation where you get caught out there red-handed not knowing what to do. Is NVIDIA going to rebound? That's a good question. And overall, Daniel, I am of the mindset of yes, it will. And there's reasons why I think so. I think that the whole AI space still is in its infancy. I think that it took a good breather. Ryan did a great video showing that NVIDIA could be a good buying opportunity, bouncing off a level of its value. All right, it's actually come down to a point where it's met up with its value before it started going back up, even though it's still overvalued. Can we please take a look at the DEW setup and show the SPY, IXIC, VTI, VVC? This is a must-see. I don't know if it's a must-see, John, because all we need to do is just look at what's going on. We got a flash of a confirmed down call and it went back up. All right, so if you look over to the left, you know, do I need to look at all of the other indices? The answer to your question, in my opinion, John, is no. But can we look at the DEW setup? We can do that. I can do that today. I can definitely do that today. And Lewis is right. There was a confirmed down flashing today, but it wasn't confirmed yet. It's not confirmed until the market closes, and it closes with a down call. Amir says, Uncle Glenn, what's going on now? And I'm going to spend a little time before we get started talking about what's going on in the market and why the market is doing what it's doing. Amir says, this market going to kill me for sure. What happened? And listen, let me ask this question. Is anybody in here in type of 1 or 2? Has anybody in here felt like they were blindsided by today's move? Type a 1 if you got blindsided. Type a 2 if you were prepared for this. All right. Type a 1 if you think that you've gotten blindsided by today's move, or type a 2 if you feel that you were prepared for it. And I want to see the difference in the numbers of 1 and 2, because for anyone who's typing a 1, and I'm not calling you out, I'm not yelling, I'm not doing it. For anybody who's typing a 1, I go back to this color guard that we talk about in every one of my live streams. All right, we talk about in every one of my live streams. What do I say? Follow the colors. Follow the colors. And if you do that, folks, nobody in here should be blindsided. Why? When you see a lot of yellow in the color guard, no matter what other colors are showing up, when you see a lot of yellow in the color guard, what are you? You're cautious. You're going to only buy on days when the market is going up. All right, you're going to take profits. You're going to start being protective. So when I ask this question, somebody says, Glenn, you keep breaking up. It may be on my side. All right, so let me answer. Wait a minute. You said the colors turn green, Amir. What is the predominant color in the color guard? Let me ask. Amir. We ain't going down there. What is the predominant color in the color guard? And everybody type it in. No matter what other colors you see, the predominant color is red, Susan. I'm talking about on the 6 days, not just today. Not just today. What is the predominant color looking at the color guard? Looking at the color guard. The predominant color, not the predominant color is yellow. The predominant color is yellow. That's not me saying. I want you to look at the color guard. All right, and I am going to bring up the color guard real quick. I want to show something. Let's look at the color guard. Bring it from small to medium. What is the predominant color you see in the color guard? All right, so there's two things I want to talk about when talking about the color guard. One, the predominant color is yellow. When I look at the 6-day snapshot, which we normally look at, I see all three colors represented. When I see all three colors represented in a 6-day snapshot, what do I say about the market? All right, type it in the room. And the reason why I'm asking these questions is because I need you guys to connect with me to make sure that I'm connecting with you. All right, so when I see all three colors, and I'm gonna go back to the small view, when I see all three colors represented, how did that happen? Oh, when I see all three colors represented in a 6-day snapshot, right? What do I see? I see, ta-da, Greg is right. Undecided and no clear direction. I say that time and time again. So when the people who are typing ones in the room say that they were blindsided, indecisive is a good word. When I see the people who type in one that they were blindsided, my question is, if I continually push the point of looking at the color guard to manage your portfolios, I'm not sure what more I can do to show you the power of the VectorVest software. Lewis is right. I call it a Christmas tree. I call it a Christmas tree when all three colors are being represented, and I say the market has a hard time determining a direction. So with that all being said, what's making the market do what it's doing now? I've got 3 red lights. There's the confirmed down call. The Fed came out yesterday. I think it's all pretty much baked in, and I have to admit it, that in September we will get a rate decrease. It's going to happen. Now, I'm going to take that a step further. Let's say he cuts 0.25%. Let's say he does that. Does that make you feel warm and fuzzy about what he's done? Yes or no? If he cuts 0.25% in September, and everybody thinks that it's going to be about that, does that make you feel warm and fuzzy about the market at that time? Yes or no? Just type that in the room. John says, Glenn, what I was saying is if you take the DEW setup and look at the SPY, the VTI, IXAC, and VVC, and add the WIWM, okay, I got you. So I still think that we should not get a cut, but I think that no matter what I say, no matter what I think, I'm just a guy. I am not the guy. I'm just a guy. I think, no, but people want cheaper money. Linos is right. That's what they do want. They do want cheaper money. And, overall, I think that'll be good for the market. But then let me add something else again. When does the Fed start cutting interest rates is when the market starts to what? When the market or the economy starts to feel a lot of pain. All right? Prakash says interest rates not going down. I am now in the mindset that I think it's going to. Whether I like it or not, I think we're going to get it. I think that we're going to get it. And Randy is right. The Fed cuts interest rates when we have a faltering market, faltering economy. I can't, we don't. It's not faltering enough for the Fed to cut interest rates. Again, my opinion, my 2 cents, however you want to look at it, that's the way I look at it. And Andrew says, question is 0.25% or 0.5%. You know something? If he's going to do it, he might as well go 50 to 75 basis points if he's going to do it. All right, if he's going to do it. But when the Fed starts cutting interest rates, that tells us that the market, that the poop has hit the fan, because the Fed is always late. The Fed is always late, never early. All right. I thought yesterday the market timing went up after Powell's speech. The market went up, and I didn't expect a big downturn today with the Fed speech. Lisa, I agree with you in regards to that because I think everybody's all happy and euphoric about a possible rate cut. Did I expect this much of a pullback? The answer to that question is no. As a matter of fact, let's go into the system. Before I even get into the news, let's go into the system. And I want you to see, where is it? There we go. I want you to see the effects of today's market pullback. Look at today's candle. Holy smokes. Now, again, when I asked the question if you were blindsided, I still was not blindsided. All right, what did we have yesterday? A shooting star candle, right? Shooting star followed through today in a big way. But we do have a level of support in the composite sitting at about $67.32. We're not that far from it. We're back in another channel, not as long as the channel we were here, but we are back in another channel. I'm going to take off some of these lines. I take this off. I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to take this off. So now I come back to the alert today, panic or profit. One, I don't want any of you to panic because of what we saw, what was going on in the color guard. You should have been defensive. You should have been protecting profits. You should have a lot of different things, but we've been talking about that for a while. Where does the profit come in? Well, if the market is going down, where do we start looking to put money back in? I'm going to get the questions. Are we starting to look at contra ETFs? Is it time to sell short? All of those different things. Well, the first thing I need you all to do is to take a deep breath. All right? First thing I need everybody in here to do is just take a deep breath, assess what's going on. We're in a channel. We did have a candlestick formation of a shooting star with follow through. We do have a level of support. If we start to fall beyond that level of support, then we can see that the market still has some downside. Looking at the MTI, which looks at if the market is getting close to a top or a bottom. We're not there yet. The MTI has fallen. As you can see, there's the MTI, big fall over this high, previous high. So the underlying trend of the market is still falling, but still above the value of 1. The buy to sell ratio, well, stocks are falling, so we have now more sells in the system than buys. That makes sense. And then, because the market is falling, relative timing shows me that the market is in a downtrend. All of those things we can see. So what do we do now? Number one, Taboola, Taboola puts up right. Joey told us cash 2 weeks ago. Go, Joey. By the way, Joey is on vacay. My producer today is Clay. And everybody say hello to Clay. Clay is my producer today, so Joey's on vacay. So somebody said a double top. We're not going to, this won't be a double top unless we break through this level of support. Top, and if we break through this most recent low from looking at this double top, then that will probably be some signs of more of a pullback in the market. So take a deep breath. Again, on the stocks that you've made some profit on, you probably should have taken half off the table, if not all. Is it time to panic? The answer to that is no. Let the market come to you. One day doesn't make a trend. This is a big down day. And I'm going to talk about what can make this go even further down in a minute. So that is my little, my little diatribe in regards to what is going on in the market. And now we're going to talk about what we need to look at in regards to taking advantage of this. The MTI, that's true, Prakash. Big fall in the MTI. This level right here, on the MTI at the high point was at, you were right, 1.49, and currently the MTI is sitting at a value of 1.06. That's a big move in the last couple of weeks. That is a big move in the last couple of weeks. All right, so the MTI going up and down too fast. I don't see that. There's the MTI when it went up and rocked and rolled. This is when the IWM was kicking butt and taking names. Then it slowly, Amir, started moving down. We're still, the underlying trend of the market is still above 1 though, but it is edging lower. All right, now let me ask this question before I move on. Did everybody take a deep breath? And do you feel a little calmer now? Yes or no? Did everybody take a deep breath? And do you feel a little calmer now? Yes or no? Before I move on, I want us to go into today's session with a good, settled mind and move. We got some people that say they're going to say no, and that's fine. I understand. So what indicators MTI to buy? Right now, as the market is falling, I'm looking for the MTI to get to a level where the market's looking like to be overbought. We can see. Glenn, does politics have anything to do with the fall of today? Nope. Nothing that I can see from a political standpoint. Not today. Troy says better with bourbon. Corey says I'm still grouchy. I got nothing to do with that. I got nothing to do with grouchy. All right, here we go. Let's get into the news that's moving the market. All right, let's get into the news that's moving the market. Clay, why are you moving stuff? There you go. Let's get into the news that's moving the market. Clay, you ain't got to say nothing. That's just me being me. Yes, a little bit, Glenn, but Hitchhiker says don't panic. You know me, I'm not going to panic. Peter says, along with the color guard, if we pay attention, we should all know with everything going on, we should let the market settle. However, sometimes we are too anxious. I like that, Peter. I like that. Does Clay drink Cafe Bustelo? I don't know. Clay, do you drink coffee? Not Cure. You spell your name like Clay Pot. No, it's without the E. It's without the E. Clay, do you drink Cafe Bustelo? Do you drink coffee? He may or may not be there. He might.
Yeah, I love coffee.
Huh?
I love coffee.
Do you drink Cafe Bustelo?
I've only tried it once.
Yeah, he's not a real coffee drinker, folks. He says he loves coffee. He doesn't drink Cafe Bustelo. He's not a real coffee person.
You'll have to give me some next week when I'm down.
All right, I'll give you some. I'm going to hook you up. All right, so with that being said, I wanted to start off with some news that moved the market this morning. Continuous jobless claims. You know, the Fed said this about 3 or 4, 5, 11,000 times yesterday. Their dual mandate is to stabilize price and have max employment. So jobless claims, more people are looking for work, and it was higher than the forecast. All right, but productivity went up. The S&P U.S. manufacturing PMI below 50, even though it was higher than forecast, still below 50. Previous was above 50. That's a bearish sign. I'm looking at the ISM manufacturing prices above 50, still a bullish sign. So there was a lot of back and forth when it came down to reports this morning, and that's got to move on the market. What else? Again, U.S. weekly jobless claims highest in nearly a year amid summer volatility. All right. So jobs is, again, that's one of the Fed's two mandates. If the job market is getting softer, that sets the Fed up more likely to cut interest rates in September. Chair Powell signals rate cuts starting in September is base case. Cities hollering. Now, in here, despite saying that he would not give specific guidance, Chair Powell indicated that should data come in line with expectations, a September rate cut would be likely. This is where I still feel that we could get a surprise that keeps him from cutting rates in September. Should data come in line with expectations, we still got a whole month's worth of data to come in before we decide to cut or not. Richard says national debt passed 35 trillion. Yeah, for every 100 days, we go up another trillion. Now, with the lowering of the interest rates, it makes it a little easier for us to pay the interest on the debt. Man, in order for us to be okay, he got to go all the way back down to zero for that to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Before the pandemic, that jobless rate was near this rate. It's normal for the moment. Okay, but I think people are going to look at that the job market is softening, and coming in line with what the Fed is looking for to cut rates. All right, so I'm still of the mindset we shouldn't. But you know something? It ain't about me. It ain't about me. Bill says maybe a surprise, maybe not. We will see. All right, next thing. Markets are clamoring. And this is where I think the Fed is going to lose some backbone. All right, markets are clamoring for the Fed to start cutting soon. What is it that they're looking for? All right, so I look at this story. I look at the pressure that he's under. You don't want to cut too soon. You don't want to cut too late. You want a soft landing, which I think we are beyond. I don't think we're going to get a soft landing in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And I think that once he starts cutting interest rates, Steve Chappell and I were talking a little bit today, that once the first cut happens, historically, someone back me up on this, okay? Historically, after the first rate cut, within the 6 months out from the first rate cut, we go into a recession. Anybody want to back me up on that? Steve and I were talking about that this morning, that historically, once you go and make the first interest rate cut, 6 months out or more, a recession hits. All right, so I'm just asking, and there it is. I just want to see in the chat. It is historically correct. Now, for everybody who's saying, oh, yeah, we got to cut, is that what you want? All right, and I think that we've gone beyond a soft landing to the point that it will be a recession. All right, I think it will be a recession, and it is what it is. We got ourselves in it. We got to get ourselves out of it. It'll be a painful time, but Pennsylvania, I'm not looking at that. Don't want to look at that story. All right, we'll get through it. We'll get through it, but it's how you get through it. It's how you get through it, and I will continue to push that home page in helping you guys in VV Nation make the right decisions based upon what our color guard says. All right, what our color guard says. The Russell 2000 will be up if interest rates go down. Yes, it won't only be the Russell. I think the Russell will lead the way, Prakash, because these stocks, for the most part, have the most debt. And part of doing business is borrowing money. And if you can borrow money, money becomes cheaper. I think the Russell 2000 will lead the way when it comes to an interest rate cut. But I think it'll be good all across the board for all stocks overall. All right, so recession is a normal point of business cycle. Absolutely. So I think whether we get a recession or not is kind of moot because it's just going to happen when it's going to happen. All right, let's go to the next story. Everybody knows I'm big on DFEN, defense. How about U.S. Navy shipbuilder Huntington Ingalls beat second quarter estimates? I'm thinking that you're going to see more and more defense stocks take the headlines. It's going to happen. All right, it's going to happen before economy recession. Big test push up for ATH. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say yes or no to that, Tony. Iran-Israel tension good for defense? Absolutely. Absolutely. As the tensions climb, a lot of the defense companies are going to get more and more contracts. So yes, I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. And again, I'm big on DFEN. How about this one? Meta jumps on solid earnings beat, but warns of significant CapEx expansion. Interesting. While we do not intend to provide quantitative guidance for 2025 into the fourth quarter, we expect infrastructure costs will be a significant driver of expense growth next year as we recognize depreciation and cost associated with our expanded infrastructure footprint. Money spent going forward. Interesting, but they beat. And that's a good thing. Meta's up, 7% today. We'll take a look at that. This is a key story right here. How many of you saw the video that I did on Apple versus Amazon? The earnings call comes out tonight. I did the video on Tuesday. How many of you watched it? If you didn't watch it, type a 2. If you didn't watch it, type a 2. If you did watch it, type a 1. Now, this is probably my most hard-hitting story today because we've seen that when a lot of tech stocks hit, go up, beat, whatever, the market likes that. I won't tell you the outcome of which stock I think is going to do better. You need to watch the video. I think one of these stocks is going to hit, and I think one of these stocks is going to miss. But based upon this is going to be a crucial part of tomorrow's move in the market, depending on what these stocks do. All right, depending on what these stocks do, which is why I think that this was an important story. Where is it? The pair are the last mega caps to release results until NVIDIA at the end of August, and there it is, will set the tone for tech investors for the coming month. The reports due after the close will be scrutinized on how artificial intelligence, which I still think is in its infancy, is driving growth for Amazon cloud computing and how the new technology is expected to boost demand for the next iPhone. They'll also give investors some insight into the health of consumer spending. That is another part, because if people are still willing to pay for the technology, then that means that the people within the economy still have money to spend. Spending goes up. The economy is doing better, or at least hanging in there. And if that's the case, then the Fed, in my mind, still can't cut. Still can't cut because the economy is not faltering. The economy has slowed down. Well, they did what they needed to do to get the economy to slow down. But is it hurting? That's the other side of the equation. Is it hurting? And if it's not, I find it that it's going to be tough for him to cut interest rates. This is Contextual AI. Another AI story raises $80 million for a model enhancing technique. This is a startup company that sells a tool to improve the performance of artificial intelligent models. A lot of the stories still are circulating around the AI story. Glenn is putting out great info. Give him likes, VV Nation. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. Again, if you're brand new to the channel, if you like this content, hit the subscribe button. Just for everybody else, if you are finding this information useful, hit the like button. All right, just hit the like button. You ain't got to talk to me. You ain't even got to look at me. Turn it on. Just listen. But if you feel that it's just worth it for you to be here today, hit the like button. That's it. Palantir reports Monday from I own Palantir long term. I was really seriously thinking of doing a story tomorrow on Palantir, but I don't have to. We got a surprise for you guys for tomorrow's 6 p.m. video. That's all I'm going to say. We got a surprise for you for tomorrow's 6 p.m. video. That's all I got to say. So, but Palantir was almost going to be my story for tomorrow. I still own it. I'm long term on Palantir. Your Uncle Glenn introduced many of y'all into Palantir as well. All right, big story. How about ARM? Ryan did a short on this. You know, if you guys don't subscribe to our channel, you guys are short selling yourselves because we talk about a lot of different, much more information than what we do just on the live streams. But ARM holdings plummet as Wall Street defends after Q1 results. 16% sell-off. It's not up there. Oh, where is it? It is right there. Look at that, 17% down. Good. Would I short it? I'll talk about it. I think it's in my list today. I'll talk about what you should be doing with it. And the last one, Amazon to report second quarter earnings with AWS. Why? AI. I think every major tech company that has done well with the guidance on AI, whether good, bad, or indifferent. And I think that might hurt Apple because their generative AI that was going to be released into the iOS 18 may not happen. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Microsoft got beat like a rented mule as well. But again, keep your eyes on Amazon and on Apple. And I'm going to type in one more thing here, www.vectorvest.com/PC. Hey, everybody, hey, Clay, put that link in there. Put that link in there for me. I need everybody in this room to click on the link that Clay is going to put in there. All right, Corey is right. ARM did drop like a rock. See that link that's in there? www.vectorvest.com. I need everybody in the room to click on it right now. Everybody in the room, click on that link. All right. Once you do, click on Take the Challenge. Folks, you're going to get a free half-day seminar. A free half-day seminar. Free. A free half-day seminar which talks about the 5-step system, how to analyze a stock. And for all of you who are not subscribers to the channel or not subscribers to VectorVest, I especially invite you guys to take a free half-day seminar. How to analyze a stock in 30 seconds, how to weed your portfolio, how to become a green light buyer, how to cherry pick, the 10-minute portfolio management plan. I need everybody in the room to click on register free today. Even if you cannot watch it during the live stream, if you register, you will get an email with the recording. All right? Did everybody click on it, yes or no? All right? While I go on back into the program. Did everybody click on it, yes or no? Y'all better be saying yes. All right? That's all I got to say about that. Y'all better just type it in the room. Did y'all sign up for it, yes or no? Look at today's move. We are right there at that level of support. We are right there at the level of support, man. The market's showing us it may have some legs to the downside. I especially want the people who are brand new to the channel. Folks, it's free. You want to learn more about what we're about? Click that link, folks. Click that link. All right. So there's the market. I also wanted to talk about the market climate today, which is going to back up some reason why possibly we get the cut. I can't even say possibly anymore. I think it's etched in stone that we're going to get it. I'm watching the earnings. Earnings is the engine that drives a market or economy market higher. There it is. Earnings on the S&P 500 is starting to roll over. All right, it's still nice and high. We're at 10% earnings per share. It's a good thing. All right. But I look at the market climate. We're still in a bull market. There's inflation falling. All right, that's what the Fed's looking for. It's leveling out, it's falling. And then the long-term or interest rates, I think we're going to start to see a fall in those as well. So I wanted to look at the market climate graph to give you an idea. And since earnings is the engine that drives the market higher, I am slowly but surely watching a little bit of a runoff. More companies are still beating. More companies are still beating than not, but that's a sign that you'll only find here in VectorVest. This is a sign that you will find here in VectorVest. Is growth out and value in? When the market starts to go down, Bill, value becomes the longer term play. When the market looks like it's vibrant and moving up, growth is the vibrant play. Now notice that for the most part, interest rates play a role in that. When the interest rates are high, values are in play. But when money becomes cheaper, growth stocks will then take the forefront. Does that make sense, Captain Bill? So right now, only if we do get the cut, I think the euphoria is there, growth will come back into the picture. As the IWM did, as the euphoria was kicking in that the Fed was going to cut rates. So hopefully that makes sense, Bill. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. That was all that I wanted to show there. Let's go look at the watch list viewer. And let's go to, big news stocks. Here's all of the stocks. I think ARM is in here. It should be. ARM is in here. Look at that. Good, googly muggly. Now, do I give up on ARM? Upside potential is still there. It's a sell recommendation. Why? Because RT has been hit. Look at this. Earnings growth rate of 48%, sales growth of 47%. I still like ARM. Meta, earnings growth rate of 30%, sales growth of 27%. I still like Meta. Amazon, earnings growth of 39%, sales growth of 13%. These are tech stocks. Apple, earnings growth not nearly as high as the rest. Apple is no longer considered to be a growth play, but it is a mainstay stock that's got $3 trillion worth of market cap. Sales growth is falling. Watch the video of Apple versus Amazon. You'll get a better picture of why I think one of those two things is going to do better than the other. ARM looks like it lost an arm. Well, it gave up an arm and a leg. Let's go look at the graph of all of these stocks. So what do? Let's say you own some of these stocks. What do? Wow, Meta, earnings jumped. Look at that. After earnings jump, look at the give back. Why? Because the market is getting hit. It jumped up into the fast lane, and look at that pullback. But then you know something? The direction of the market affects about 80% of the stocks in the market. Glenn, I only have a small ARM position. Should I do a little cost averaging? I will never dollar cost average down. Ever. Ever. Forever. You said you look like Janet Jackson. You look more like Freddie Jackson. So, forever, don't you ever, I will never do dollar cost averaging down, Joe. Now, let me rephrase that. The people that do dollar cost average, there is a place for people who do dollar cost average. It's usually on money that you don't need to have. It's probably outside of the money that you're using for retirement. All right? So just listen closely. For those people, if you want a dollar cost average, that's on you. But for the majority of the people in the room who need all of that money that's in their portfolios, I will never tell you to dollar cost average down. Does that make sense to everybody in the room? So even though I don't like dollar cost averaging down, there are people who are in a position where they can, whereas the majority of the people are not in a position where they can. If you're trading money that you've got to use for retirement, I'm not going to tell you the dollar cost average. If you're using money outside of retirement, and you want a dollar cost average down, by all means, you may be able to do so. Dollar cost average is the standard financial advisor advice. And guess what, Tabula? How many of those financial advisors are making you guys money? All right? I'm asking the question, Tabula. How many of you've got a financial advisor that's kicking ass and taking names? Type a 1 in the room. If you don't, type a 2 in the room. Let's get real. How many of you have a financial advisor that's kicking ass and taking names? Type a 1. If you don't, type a 2. I just want to know. If that is the standard, and if there's going to be some of you who are going to type a 1, and I'm happy for you. Believe you me, I am happy for you. Not everybody does. Most people don't. But if you're going to say that is what they normally do, that's why I ask the question. That is why I ask the question. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's keep it real. All right? You know me. I like to keep it all kind of real. And I don't care if you don't like what I got to say. I'm going to tell you the stuff that you need to hear. All right? So, look at that. Troy says 1 that does not dollar cost average. Interesting. Look at that. All right. So you are our advisor. Oh, heck to the no. I ain't nobody's advisor. All right. Let's keep looking at these stocks. All right. Next one. Good. And this is before earnings. Look at that. That's Amazon before earnings. Big down day. A lot of tech stocks are getting hit. That's High. That is the defense company that's got a contract. Big down day. Whew. Look at this. Apple before earnings in the slow lane. Whew. ARM after earnings in the slow lane. Good. Googly muggly. I'm not telling anybody to panic, but I'm telling you, if you looked at those graphs by way of the star search, you guys had clear instructions on how to manage those positions. If Apple miss and Amazon beat, what happens? That's going to be an interesting question. I'm going to answer it this way. No, I'm not going to answer it. Nor you got to watch the video that I did, Apple versus Amazon. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to ask him that question. I don't need or want a financial advisor, says Bill. Interesting. All right, and you know something? I'm finding more and more people. You know something? I will never bash financial advisors because they have a role to play for a lot of people. But I am also of the mindset that everyone in this room, even if you have a financial investor, should have a hand in your investing. You should have some kind of self-directed portfolio that you maintain. You know why? Because nobody invests your money like you do. Nobody. I just put that out there as well. And again, I'm not bashing financial advisors. There's a lot of people out there that probably have a lot of money or don't have a lot of time and need help in investing their money. Financial advisors, absolutely. But I am going to tell you guys that do, you need to have some of that money on the side that you have and that you manage. Seems like in August we start to sell off into the early fall. John, if you looked at Angie's essay this past week, she talked about that. All right, she talked about that. Apple is a buy in the software it is. But not every buy recommendation means you should buy it, nor. Understand that. That's something that we've all said as instructors in here. Just because a stock is a buy doesn't mean it's the right time to buy. Doesn't mean it's the... That's why I look at graphs. That is why I look at graphs. All right? So I have you, Glenn, is enough for me, but I'm still dying in this market. Seems like, don't be dying in this market. Nobody should be dying in this market. There's no panic. There's no dying. I've shown you this graph. I'm going to do this again. I've shown you this graph a billion trillion times. All right. Let me ask another question. How many of you who are subscribers to the VectorVest software, how many of you are utilizing the star search to help you to make the right decisions at the right time? Type a 1 in the room. Now, for everybody who's not a subscriber to the VectorVest system, I want you to look at the chat. How many of you are utilizing the star search layout to help you make the right decisions on getting in and out of stocks? Again, this is for the people who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software. Look at the chat, the people who are subscribers to the VectorVest software. Now, I'm not going to try to sell you guys anything. I just want you to see that there's power behind the VectorVest software that our subscribers to the software are using. That's all that this is about. Whether you take a subscription to it or not is up to you. And whether you do or not is no skin off my back. No skin off my back. Pioneer says too. Amir says, but I'm still getting killed. Why? Sigh. Oh, sigh, Amir. That just makes me want to cry a little bit, but I'm not going to. All right. Stocks on the fly. I'm not giving a whole bunch of fish today. Not right now. I don't think it's the right thing to do, but I am going to put you onto something. Is star search for swing trading? You know, star search could be used for swing trading. It could be used for day trading. But when I look at a graph, let's do something. Let's do something. I didn't give any fish today, but I'm going to look at it this way. Let's go to the contras. Let's go to the, what happened to the MPI? Nothing happened to the MPI. Nothing happened to the MPI. I've got 3 solid graphs that I look at. I still look at the 3 and the 8 exponential moving averages. I still look at the MPI. But why do I use the star search more than anything? Because it's a visualization of what to do with your stocks. So I'm all about, as a matter of fact, I'm going to graph these. Look at on a down day today, you would think that contras are working. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 contras today. All right, 8 contras today. Wow, we got 100 likes today. Excellent. We got 8 contras today that are in double digits. That makes sense. Big down day. But I want to show you something by way of the star search. All right? Everybody paying attention? Yes or no? Have a good day, Ramor. Everybody paying attention? Yes or no? Because right now, right before your very eyes, I'm going to show you the power of the star search. Let me put my 3-month graph on. There you go. SOXS. Fast lane? Yes. Intraday, from a day trade perspective, trading right at session highs. I like it intraday. I like it end of day, swing trade, because it's in the fast lane. Jeff says, I missed the first 30 minutes. Why is the market going down bigly? I think more so it's got to do with earnings reports still coming out, especially big names, whether they hit or miss. I think that the realization of a rate cut in September, I gave a statistic, Jeff, in the beginning that after the first rate cut, 6 months out or so from there, we get into a recession just historically. But I think a lot of this is based off of the jobs number. A lot of this is based off of earnings. Big earnings still yet to come out. That's what I think is going on. All right, contras to hedge. And today, Mark, I feel you on that. Nice up day. No, Tabula, and I'm not going down there. No. Socks, good move today. What else is in here? Wow. UVXY, good move today. Fast lane, yes. Swing trade, possibly. Look at this. Swing trade, possibly. Look at that from the low. Look at that trend line, possibly. All right, but I like it. I like it from a day trade. Beautiful trading at session highs. Look at all of these. All of these. There's the swing trade part of it. Is it in the fast lane? Yes. All of these are trending higher. All of these are trending. Hammer formation, follow through. This is a technical market. This is a trader's market. Swing trade, possibly, maybe. How did my voice get that high in octaves? But all of these contras, am I willing to hold overnight right now based upon what I see in the fast lane? Possibly. But who's to say that the market doesn't turn around tomorrow? I tell you to be very careful. I don't think that I want to hold any of these overnight. Let's go see if the market's got more downside. Does that make sense to everybody when it comes down to contras? You know, I see a lot of these, the big moves into the fast lane. Does that make sense to everybody? Type a yes or a no. Does that make sense? Some of these I wouldn't mind taking today. Some of these I do mind taking today. But all I want to know is, you know, I see intraday, one day, a lot of these are going up double digits. A couple of these that are going up double digits is sell recommendations. And there you go, Jeff. This is why I'm not holding them overnight. What happens if the earnings on Apple and Amazon come out better than expected? The market's going to have a big bounce back tomorrow. One day, yes. Overnight, risky. All right? And I think that the earnings tonight on both Apple and Amazon are going to set the stage for tomorrow. That's the reason, again, I didn't give you any fish today. Right now, I want everybody to take a deep breath. I hope that if nothing else, showing you how to use the star search puts a better perspective on never getting caught out there with your pants down. Folks, you know, looking at the market timing graph. Let's go back to the market timing graph. Actually, let's go back to the home page. If I get nothing across to anybody today, learn to use the color guard, man. When I see the yellow, I'm defensive. I'm cautious. I got more yellow than anything, folks. If nothing else you get from today's session, the power behind the color guard is amazing. Is amazing. A lot of yellow. I'm protected. I'm prepared for when days like today happen. All right. Now with all of that still being said, let's go look at your stocks. All right. Let's go look at your stocks, viewers. All right. Before I go look at your stocks, was today useful based upon what happened in the market today? Was today useful for you? Yes or no? Was today useful for you? Yes or no? I need to make sure that as you guys sit here, that we're doing the things that are useful to you, that makes it worth your time to stop by. All right? I don't want to waste nobody's time. We're here for you. Was today useful? All right? There's a lot of crap going on in the market, and a lot of people are feeling a certain way about this. That's fine. That is fine. I hear you on that. All I want to do is stem the tide of all of the fear in the market. All right, that's all I want to do, and that's my job. My job is not to tell you what you want to hear. My job is to tell you what you need to hear. All right, what you need to hear, and that's well worth it for me. Your chat's always useful, okay? Hold on. URTY. I'm trying to put in your stocks. URTY, DPST, MDXG, MLR, I think I'm probably going to look at all your stocks today. What time is it? Yeah, I got a little bit of time. Probably going to look at all your stocks today. Where am I? Would I just put in SFM, CTAS, SMCI, if I put in all your stocks today, RYCEY, if I put in all your stocks today, they're going to be very quick. All right. I'm thinking I'm just going to put them all in because I think you need to know what you need to do. All right. So I'm probably going to look at all of them. PFE, NV. What the heck is that? NVSI. I don't know if I'm looking at all your stocks. Holy smokes, you guys are putting a lot of stocks in here. Goodness gracious. NVDQ, PIPR. What the heck is that? Dollar Tree short. I'm not going to sell anything short yet, but I'll put it up there. No, it's Dollar Tree, Glenn. DLTR, MCK. You are going to show how to use the star search. I did! Did I not? All right, I'll show you how to use this. Donald, I thought I did. MCK. All right, after this, AMD, Walmart. That's enough stocks. Goodness gracious. I said I was going to try to look at all your stocks. Goodness gracious. I got 22 stocks in there. I got 22 stocks. That's enough. That's enough. Goodness gracious. And energy, I should kick you out for that, but no. Please talk about builders. I'll put in BLD. BLD. You know, I think the whole building market, the whole market there is all about inventory. Gosh, I got some sell recommendations in here. Let's go sort this by recommendations. Which ones are hurting me the most? ACMR, AMD, BITO. I got into BITO. I'm so mad that I did, but I did. Uranium is getting hit. MDXG and SMCI. Let's start off with those. Let's start off with the sell recommendations. I told you I was going to show you how to use the star search, right? Let's go look at the ones that are sell recommendations. All right. First thing I'm going to tell you is, how do I know when to get out of a stock? Well, the stock was in a channel here, a little bit of a support. I would have used that level and I would have gotten out once it dropped into the middle lane, into the, look at that. There it is, in the slow lane. That would have been a good opportunity to get out. Better opportunity when the stock was doing a little bit of a sideways move. There's a trend. Man, this was a tougher stock to play. It went to the middle lane, but I had a level of support. That was your last line in the sand. It dropped below that on 718. The price was at 2113, and right now it's at 1519. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you how to use the star search graph. Let's go to the next one. Same thing with AMD. Love the move, but look at that. Went into the middle lane on 717, a closing price of 159.43. It's at 131. Whew. There's the fast lane. Somebody asked, did we do a video on the star search? Did anybody see the video I did about 3 cherry picking techniques? Star search was talked about as one of my cherry picking techniques. Type of 1 if you watched the video that I did on cherry picking techniques. If you did not, type a 2. You want to learn more about the star search and how it's used. Clay, can you go find a link for that video? I don't know what I named it, but it was like 3 cherry picking techniques. If you did not watch it, I'm going to see if Clay can find the link to that video and put it in the chat for you. You want to learn more about the star search. I did 3 different cherry picking techniques. One using the 3 and the 8 exponential moving average, one using the MPI, and one using the star search. If you want to get more information on how the star search works, go check out that video. Clay may be working on it or not. We'll see. Yeah, AMD went to all. There it is. Thank you for that, Clay. Click on that link. Save it for later because we're almost done here. Save it for later. All right. You want to learn more about the star search? Then you got to go check that out. What did Jeff say to somebody? Jeff said something. Jeff says, excellent point. Confirmed down call today. I love when you guys talk to each other. All right. There's on AMD. When I touch it, it's in the slow lane. No. BITO just about in the slow lane. I got a level of support. Now, the reason why I draw levels of support is, especially if a stock is going back and forth between the middle lane and the fast lane, I need some kind of a solid line in the sand. It just went below its line in the sand today. BITO, stupid stock. That's why I call it crapto, not crypto. Stupid crypto. All right, right now, would I be in it? No. BITO is at support and a tight stop, says Lee. You know something, Lee? Let me help you out right there. There's a gap, And Lee, with today's activity, is below that level. I'm still not feeling it, Lee. You know something? What's pushing crypto? The former president did push crypto in a big way, but you know something? He pushed it, but it didn't work. Interesting, huh? It didn't work. It was a few days ago. He started talking about making it a reserve, which I think is silly. But look at the move. Look at it. It didn't really respond as I thought it would. That's why I jumped on board with it. That's what you call sell the news. That's what you call sell the news. It did definitely go down. So freaking crap, though. All right, let's go to the next one. I don't know. This is trending lower. This is totally trending lower. It's pinching. It's losing volatility, but I'm not feeling this. No, it's not crypto, Dave. It's crapto. It's called crapto. That's right. I said it. That's what I got to say about that. GVXXF, no, I'm not feeling that either. It's trending lower. Wow, MDXG did fall, went straight. Was that an earnings play? It fell straight to the slow lane. Glenn, not wacko for crapto. I like that. All right, I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right, because they're not magically delicious. All right, so, and they're not great. Now that was funny. And that was, if you thought that reference all right there was funny, type of LOL in the room. All right. I'm not feeling, not only did it fall, look at it, I got a sell recommendation for the first time in 3 months. Sigh. Next one. Wow. SMCI. Man, oh man. I'm not feeling that either. These are all sell recommended stocks. All sell recommended stocks. All right. So those are all the sells. Let's go look at all the other ones. Let's go look at all the other ones real quick. Oh my goodness. This view. I'm not putting XROF up there. No. Let's go look at the 3-month graph on these. Man, Dollar Tree short. You know something? I might not be averse to that. Even though I'm not thinking about selling anything short just quite yet, I may not be against that. But I do have a little bit of a level of support. Right? It's not the one I wanted. Let's draw this real quick. Right about here. It's falling below that 3-month. It's hitting a new 3-month low. I may not be averse to that. I may not be averse to Dollar Tree short. NVDQ inverse channel broke out, broke down, broke back up after the split. I need some follow through tomorrow. All right, I need some follow through tomorrow. Glenn is not feeling those cherries. No. All right. And any stock that's hitting new lows, I may not be averse to selling short. Pfizer. You know something? A lot of buying pressure on Pfizer. Was this another earnings play? A lot of buying pressure on Pfizer and still in the fast lane. I keep my eye on it if I'm in it. Notice that on the pullback, never got into the middle lane. Again, brand new people, are you starting to see the power behind the Star Search layout? Yes or no? This is only for the brand new people. Only for the brand new people. Are you starting to see the power behind the Star Search and the VectorVest software? Type a yes or a no. Type a yes or a no. But look at that. A lot of buying pressure, a little bit of indecision today. I'd keep my eye on it. If I own it, I wouldn't be getting out. I'd wait. SPYG, Spider Growth. Again, I'm not a fan of growth just right now. I just not. If the market's starting to turn down, value is going to be the way to go. Value is going to be the way to go. Dollar Tree is closing stars, aren't they? I don't. You know something? I can't keep up if Dollar Tree is in business, out of business. What's the other? Dollar Tree and what's the other one? What's the other dollar store? Which would you choose for life, Star Search or the MPI? I'm not going to commit to life on either one of them. I like them both. I like the visual effect. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Take profits. Ooh, get back in. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Take profits. Get back. Take profits. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Take profits. Get out. Take profits and get out. Dollar General. There you go. Big Lots is not a dollar store. All right. So there's the growth. There's the growth part of it. Getting in and getting out. Star Search gives you an opportunity to do just that. Wow, look at that. Small cap is getting their butts kicked too. Dollar General. Yeah, that was the other store. Dollar General. How is a stock in buying pressure didn't get that? Looking at the wick. This is selling pressure. Big wick on the top of the candle. Big wick on the top of the candle. Selling pressure, no follow through though. Buying pressure. Big wick at the bottom of the candle, no follow through. All right, so looking at the wick, how much, there's some selling pressure. People gave back all of that. That's what that is. Does that make sense, Bashir? Just the opposite of buying pressure. Man, builders getting beat up as well. Would I take my money off the table? Absolutely. No longer in the fast lane. If I don't want to take it all out because you feel still bullish on builders, I take half out right here. Take that profit. How come it will be a buying pressure to the public? I can understand selling pressure. Buying pressure means that's selling pressure. Buying pressure means the bears. Look at that. The bears pushed it all the way down here. But here's the candle. That's buying pressure. That's buying pressure. Pushing the actual body of the candle higher. The bears had the candle all the way down here. But the bulls came in and said, no, that's buying pressure. All right, that's buying pressure. VV's hammer home when to buy, when to sell. Follow that advice. Listen, I can only teach you guys as much as I can teach you. Don says, what more you can do is go step by step with one specific example on how to place a protective put. Ooh. All right, so let's talk about that. Let's say I was in this stock, DPST. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. And let's say I feel strong about this long term. And I want to hold it long term. All right? Who just asked me that question? That was Don. So Don, I own this stock. I don't care what. Don't worry about the symbol. Let's say this is a stock that I like long term. I'm in. Shooting star, candlestick pattern, follow through. See that, Don? That's where if I want to hold this, that's where I buy a protective put. But rather than me take money out of my pocket, why not sell a covered call and take in premium? Don, does that make sense? Don, does that make sense? I don't care what the symbol is. I'm in this stock. I like this stock long term. It's in the fast lane. Candlestick pattern, follow through. That's where I put it on. It's close to the top, as a matter of fact. So, Don, that's a specific example. I would rather to sell a covered call than to buy a protective put, because buying a protective put means I've got to put more money into the trade. I got to spend premium. If I sell the covered call, I take in premium. Does that make sense, Don? I'm looking to hear from you. All right, next one. FTAI was one of the stocks that I like from a price perspective. Right now, this was an opportunity. This was an opportunity to take half off the table when it closed into the middle lane. Take that profit. Take that profit. Get back in. I probably would not have gotten back in. I wasn't in for 2 days in a row. Probably would not have gotten back in. All right. Wow. IRM. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Take half off the table. 2 days back in, I'm in. Boom. 2 days, I'm back in. I'm all full position. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Half off the table. 2 days in. 1, 2. I'm in. Fast lane. Does that make sense to everybody? How to use the star search to know when to be in and when to be out? Type a 1 in the room if that makes sense. Type a 2 if it still does not make sense. That's important. I'm walking you through the stocks that you gave me. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Closed in the middle lane. Take half off the table. Folks, you just booked profit. Wait for 2 days back in. Boom. I'm back in. I took that other half and put it back in. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Half off the table. I just booked more profit right there. 2 days in. Fast lane, I'm back in. Folks, that's it in a nutshell on any stock that you trade. That's it right there in a freaking nutshell. This just happened to work out on a great stock that's moving up. Look at that. What did the DPO tells me? Tells me how bullish or bearish the stock is. The more above zero it is, the more bullish the stock is. Right now, it's way bullish. Right now, it's way bullish, Andy. Look at this, though. I take half off the table. Look at the DPOs. The fast one got me really, really out. But look at that. Never went into the slow lane. I get back in. I'm just telling you, it's Star Search on the web. Star Search is in the system. You got to have the system in order to have the Star Search. Let's go look at, again, I'm only looking at your stocks. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Boom. Middle lane, take half off the table. Holy smokes. I closed in the slow lane. That other half comes off the table. Wow, let's wait for it. 2 days in, fast lane. And look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Yeah. Telling you, everybody's been asking me about how to use the Star Search to get you in and get you out of any stock that you got. I'm walking you through it right now. I'm walking you through it right now. Your stocks. I'm not touching this. 2 days in. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Look at that. Take half off the table. You're booking profit. The fast lane is a 20-day MA? No. The fast lane is created by 2 DPOs. A fast DPO and a slow. The DPO 9, fast DPO, DPO 20, which is the bigger or the slower DPO. Here's your DPOs back here. But the Star Search is created off of Bollinger Bands. One is a 1 standard deviation. The outside ones are 3 standard deviations. Those deviations create 3 different lanes. Glenn, just saying, I need the amazing VV portfolio management to tell me to sell a stock when it falls. Nah, I can't. I ain't got that yet. I ain't got that. IWM, take now, not to touch it. I would have taken, and I'd take your profits on that if you got them. If you don't, mitigate your losses, Emily. Let the stock come to you. No matter what stock I ever think about buying, let the stock come to me. Let the stock come to me. Look at that, 123 likes today. Good, googly muggly. Gotta love that. Wow, Piper. Fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane, fast lane. Today is the first day out of all of this that it went, take half off the table. Let me show you something about taking half off the table. 2 days in, boom. What's the price? $215.42. What's the price right now when you take half off the table? $259. Folks, you can't get it no simpler than that. You just booked all that profit. And let's say you like it long term, you only took half off the table. But if you like the profit you book and that's a big down bar and you say, forget that, let me take all of it, take it all off. Take it all off. Ooh-wee. Today is the day, baby. You want to know about the start? Oof. Now, you know something? As much as I like Rolls Royce, Fastlane, when it starts doing this, I leave it alone. Does that make sense to everybody? When it's doing this little sideways mambo, I leave it alone. You agree with that? Yes or no? If it ain't in the fast lane and it's doing back and forthosity, I'm leaving that alone. I can find better stocks to be in, even though I may like it. I know it's in aerospace and defense, but I can find another stock in that space and rather than go through this. Does that make sense to everyone? And it got into the fast. No, I can clearly see it's in a channel. I like that. David says fast lane investor. Ooh. Next one. Same thing with SFM. I just learned about this. This is a store. Same thing. Look at that channel. Fast lane now. You know what I don't like about that? It broke outside of the Bollinger Bands. Most likely it's going to regress to the means pretty quickly. Just be careful with this. Just if you're in it, just be careful with this. That's all I got to say about that. All right. But Rolls Royce jumped to all-time highs today. No, it didn't. Oh, it did. Yeah, Tabula, do you like all this give back? That's the open. That's where it is now. You like that? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Jeff, what did you say? Jeff said something. 9,000 stocks. So many winners in the fast lane. I can find you. I'd rather have you the stocks that are in the fast lane. TMF. Ooh. I like that. New high. I like that. All of this is poopy. But I like that now. Just be careful with that, though. Why don't you like that? On which one? Oh, I didn't like this because it's outside of the Bollinger Bands. I'm not feeling that. All right. I know Clay is not going to give me a whole bunch of flack about being late. So I like that. Walmart. I like the price action. And now, how about this? This is another thing to keep in mind. Remember I showed you when the stock, is going and it's in the channel? Well, this is in an uptrend. All right, back and forth in the middle to the fast lane. I want to show you something else. Okay? I'm going to give you another free bit of information right here. When I can clearly see an uptrend on the stock, and the stock is going back and forth between the fast and the slow lane, I'm going to give you a more defined way to trade the stock. That's an uptrend. Instead of getting out when it's in the middle lane, get out when it breaks below the trend line. Does that make sense to everybody in the room? If it does, type the word trend. If it doesn't, type the word no. When I get a stock that's in a trend and is going back and forth between the middle lane and the fast lane, I'm going to draw a trend line. And instead of trading the middle lane, I'm going to trade the trend line. But I can definitely see this is an uptrend. Even though it's in the middle lane, let's wait for it to break through the trend. Ooh-wee. Can I get an ooh-wee in the room? I just want, today is a good day. Can I get an ooh-wee in the room? All right, this is where, and I'm glad, I don't want none of you folks out there to be panicking. If you put your stocks through this way of just looking at a stock, none of you guys are going to get jacked up. I got to know. Jake, so I'm looking at this stock back and forth between the fast and the middle lane, but I can clearly see that it's moving it's got an uptrend. I draw the trend line and I trade off the trend line rather than trading off the middle lane. I trade the trend line instead of the middle lane. That's what that is, Jake. All right. But that's only on a stock that I can see. That's the only on the stocks that I can see in a trend. All right. Clay, are you good? I want to look at a couple of more stocks if that's okay with you. Are you good?
I'm good.
Excellent. Let's do this. Let me tell you something. Today is that kind of day. I need to drill some stuff in your head. All right? I need to drill some stuff in your head. And if today is your first day, give me about 5-6 more stocks. If today is your first day here, you're getting the extra add-on. You're getting the super extra add-on today, which should make you hit that subscribe button. All right? Let's go. FTAI we looked at today. I'm looking at about 5 or 6 stocks that we have not looked at today. I don't like you, Energy. I'm mad at you for making me put VEV in there. I am very mad at you. I'm just telling you that I'm very mad at you. And I know you just laugh because I know you're going to laugh. TLT we looked at. TSM, this is another good stock to look at. NVIDIA, NVDA, comma. All right, there we go. Let's go look at these real quick. Same scenario. Let's put on the same scenario. DFEN, I want in there. DFEN. DFEN, I want in there. ACLS, this is the last one. All right. Now, what is this on 3 month? Abercrombie and Finch is telling me the story. It's telling me the story. All right, let's go back to when it was in the fast lane. Fast lane, middle lane. Half off the table. Close just about in the slow lane. Take it all off the table. And guess what? It never got back in the fast lane. Was that a good play to not get back into it? Ooh-wee. Energy, I'm not that mad at you. We're going to look at it. All right, let's go look at the next one. NVIDIA, fast lane. Middle lane. Take half off the table. You would have booked good profits right there. 2 days in, this would have been a quick trade. 2 days in, damn, back into the slow middle lane. Take half back off the table. Take all off the table right there. That was at 117 and it's at 108 right now. Was that a good call? It's in the slow lane. Was that a good call? Holy smokes. Look at this, folks. These are your stocks. These are not even stocks that I'm pushing. Lockheed Martin. I'm big on DFEN right now. DFEN. Fast lane. Gone. Ta-da! Gone. Now, G-Money says no because it'll go back up. You know something? If I'm in a stock that I got out of, I'll wait for it to go back up. I'll wait for it to go back up. I know take half off. It's the process on the chart or step on doing when it only take half off. I'm not sure what you just typed in, Deborah. I apologize. Let's go to the next one. Woo! There's my trend line because I saw it back and forth. Let me continue this trend line. Actually, let's do this. Let's go not put on date line. Let's go put on extended line. Trend line. There we go. Let's make that darker. Style. Make that darker. Look at that. That's on TSM. Trend line, break. You locked in a lot of good profit right there. There's the break. You locked in a lot, and now look in the slow lane. I can do this all day, but I'm not going to. TLT, uptrend. Let's draw another one. Uptrend. Let's make that a little darker. There we go. Fast lane, I like it. And a new 3-month high. I like that. A lot of wiki-wackiosity going on back here, but I like it now. Next one. First Solar. No. I like the pinch. There's the downtrend. I saw the downtrend back here. Right now, I'm in a little channel. I'm not ready to touch this yet. Not until let the stock come to me. Let the stock come to me. All right. Do we need to subscribe to the desktop version to use the star search, Tony? Yes. DFEN, I'm in it. All right. You know, I tell you what stocks I'm in it. But is it in the middle lane? Is it telling me to take half off the table? Nope. Everybody see that? Just type DFEN if you see that. I see the big pullback. But it's telling me, stick to my guns. If you see that, type of DFEN in the room. It's telling me to just wait. It's telling me to just wait. When it closes below, I'm taking half off the table. When it closes below, I'm taking half a Kiwi meow. What's up, Kiwi meow? I'm still in it too. But if it does close into the middle lane, I'm taking half off the table. I'm taking half off the table. And oof. Energy. Interesting energy. It did fade the gap. I do like that it's starting to move sideways, but energy, I need it to get back into the fast lane. All right, I'm not feeling that just quite yet. I knew it was going to look like that. I so knew it was going to look like that before anything. I knew that. And the last stock in here is ACLS. Here we go. Fast lane. Back and forth. All right, I got some back and forth. Let's draw a trend line. Let's draw a trend line. There's the trend line. Breaks below the trend line right here. And it went to the middle lane. Nice. Broke below. Take it off. Man, oh man, if you got nothing out, today was the day. Today was to take the panic off the table and show you how to profit. That's what today was all about. Will you explain why you think this will now be a recession? I think it becomes a recession if we do get the cut. And I explained that, Quan, earlier today, that once we get that first cut historically, it shows like 6 months after the fact, we start to get into a recession. That is why. That's the only reason why. It's just a historic thing. Hey, we got 128 likes today. Thank you very much for that. We still got a lot of folks here. We still got almost 200 people here. Thank you guys for today. Thank you guys for letting me let loose today. All right. So Jeff, go look back historically. I asked this question when we first started. Go look back historically. After the first rate cut happens, historically, about 6 months from then, we get into a recession. Go look back historically. All right? Have a good day, Greg. All right, do that, Jeff, and then let me know if I was wrong or not. But if we don't cut, the recession will be worse. I don't disagree. Well, I'm not sure how I feel about that. If we don't, I think that we cut when we have to cut. But we know that if the Fed is cutting, I think the poop has already hit the fan. When the Fed starts cutting, because the Fed is late, right? We all know that the Fed is late to the party. If he starts cutting, the poop has already hit the fan. Think about that. All right. Number one, for all of the brand new people in the room, you came in on a great day. All of the brand new people in the room came in on a great day. You got an opportunity to see me just let loose and go. All right. You saw me on a way to cut loose. David says cutting rates is trying to start the economy. Start what? The economy is doing okay, David. The economy doesn't need bolstering. All right? The economy doesn't need bolstering. Jobs, unemployment is at 4.1. People are spending money. GDP, it is not, the economy, David, does not need bolstering. But if he's cutting because he thinks it is, then we got issues. G Money, I looked at a lot of stocks today, and I'm way over. I'm almost pushing an hour and a half today. I'm pushing, and thank you, Clay, for letting me, just let me be today. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to take a look at GCT on Monday before Tuesday. How about that on my next live stream on Monday? David, I'm with you. I don't see rate cuts being cut, but I think that everybody is in the background saying it's going to be cut, so it is going to happen. If cut leads to recession, the government will avoid the election. Will avoid in election time. I don't know. True, the economy, the economy's in good shape. All right, let's give Glenn a 10. You ain't got to give me a 10. I got 137 likes today. That's a lot of likes. You guys appreciated what I had to give. So thank you for that. Yeah, I still have a live stream at 12. I do have a live stream on the mobile app at 12. All right, I'm really going to go. Thank you guys for being here today. Thank you guys for letting me be me and let me work for you. All right, and letting me work for you. This is what we do. And thank you, Clay, for being here. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Praying for all the people who have too much rain and praying for the people who do need rain, especially in California. Odabu, bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya.